Hello everyone, this is Steven from the Even Steven channel, and today we are taking a look at the Black Aces Tactical Pro Series X Pump Action Shotgun. If I didn't say Pump Action Shotgun at the end, you might have thought it was a video game console. So we have a 12 gauge Pump Action Shotgun, and it comes in this relatively nice, oh my god, plastic case, which is bigger than my camera and table setup will allow. However, I do like to applaud companies when they put things in nice packaging. It's really just a simple plastic case. However, everything comes in here. It's nice. It's nice. Open it up. Show it as best I can. Comes inside, and we have the shotgun. Of course, we're going to take that out of the way just for a second, just for a moment. And to allow me to show you other stuff that comes in here, we have a manual, which does not say Black Aces Tactical. We have some choke tubes, which is cool. Alright, it comes a little flimsy thing here. You got your, what is that? That is, what's that? Cylinder choke. You have a, is that modified choke? And I think I have like a full choke in the shotgun itself. So this is a little pistol grip. If you want to put the pistol grip attachment on there, you can. I would not recommend that, but you have a little stubby pistol grip thing you can put on there. I would not do that, but it's an option. So we're getting a lot of stuff for the money here with the Black Aces Tactical Shotgun. Got a nice case, some nice accessories. Let's get this out of the way and move on to the shotgun. Now, first of all, make sure it's not loaded. It's not. Let me just say, well, first get a good rundown of the shotgun itself. Nice recoil pad here. We'll go through some of the features in a minute. This sling right here that I've attached did not come with it. Let me get this over here. This is actually an M16 sling. This is an authentic M16 sling. They're not hard to find. Just happened to have one lying around. Had some sling swivels lying around. Put that on. And actually it does complement the gun very nicely. So what we have here is a 12 gauge pump action shotgun. Let's take a look at some of the markings. We have Pro Series X pump action. And I guess some Black Aces. Information on the top, which you cannot read. Exported by Hunt Group Arms. So this is clearly not made by Black Aces Tactical. This is a Turkish imported shotgun. Chambered for 2 and 3 inch shells. 12-inch chamber, 18.5 inch barrel. Cylinder bore, imported by TAC. Leesburg, Florida, made in Turkey. So this is one of these Turkish-made imported shotguns, and there are a bunch. Let me get a good look at this left side a little bit. I'm probably going to focus on the right side. Get a good look on the left side too. Keep in mind we got safety here. I guess bolt release there, and a lot of the control, a lot of the stylings and forms are duplicated on the other side. But I thought it looks nicer. We'll focus on this side. So this is one of a number of Turkish-made pump action shotguns you can get today. Oh, this is Longwood, Florida. That's probably a serial number. And the question is, are they worth it? Because for something like this, you can buy this for about $300. And for not much more, you can buy a Mossberg 500, maybe used, And for less, definitely, you can buy a new Mossberg Maverick 88. And if you can buy a Mossberg Maverick 88, is a gun like this worth it? We'll talk a little bit about that. So let's go back to front as I typically do, and we'll start with the buttstock. It's a pretty good length. It does something to absorb recoil. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I said, sling swivel studs here. I actually like the contouring of this grip right here. Just the way it kind of hold it. We got good checkering here. They kind of have like somewhat of a finger groove here. I actually kind of like it. I do like it. We have manual safety here. Like I said, slide release here. Trigger guard here. So without having a Remington 870 to compare this to, this looks very much like a Remington 870 and is most likely either a direct copy or kind of an homage to a Remington 870. It has a very similar loading port. You can put shells in here. Very similar trigger guard. The controls are in the same spot. It's probably a Remington 870. You have some ghost ring sights here. I am just a sucker for ghost ring sights on shotguns. Unfortunately, I will say that the ghost ring sights on this gun are too tall. When you combine the drop of the stock and the height of the ghost ring sights, it's really kind of uncomfortable. You have to actually lift your head up to get a good picture with the ghost ring sights. So I'm going to say while the ghost ring sights are cool, they are an absolute miss. Unless you just really just want to have your head like floating off the stock of the gun. And that's unfortunate. However, they do have some Picatinny rail right here. You can put something else on there if you want. Again, some lower profile. Bring that down a little bit, just a half an inch. Would have been a lot better. Ejection port. 18.5-inch barrel. Nice, good handguard here. Actually, I like this. Really good how they have some Picatinny space right here. If you get something like a Mossberg Maverick 88 and even certain Mossberg 500 and 590s, there is no provision to attach a weapon light. And if you want to use this as a home defense gun, well, you really should have a weapon light on there. Magazine cap, front sight, which has a little bit of a white dot in the back. It's kind of protected by these wings, and you have a threaded, threaded 4 chokes barrel here. The capacity, I believe, is 4+1. I put the manual away. There is a manual. However, the manual doesn't seem to be specific about. I don't want to say it's not specific to this gun, but I noticed inconsistency. So let's start taking this apart a little bit. So this is the magazine cap. It's fine. And I noticed that certain literature will talk about a magazine extension. Now, if you look here, there's this little cap right here. You can't put a magazine extension on here, at least not easily, from what I could tell, because this is retaining stuff here. Like nothing can come past here. So even if I put an extension right on here, it's not going to go past this. It does seem to have a little bit of a lip. Like you would have to mill out this lip. So any possible magazine extension that you would put on here would appear to you need a substantial amount of modification to work. You'd have to kind of mill out the lip that's inside of here. But ignoring that, I can't get the handguard off. The handguard should come off. It's not okay. It's all coming off together. That shouldn't happen. I feel like the handguard is not coming off the way it should. It's getting stuck on something. No, I was wrong. Okay. If you want to say Steve, you're an idiot, you're right. I thought this handguard was supposed to go forward, but looks like it can't. It's the handguard, kind of the action bars. This is the bolt that came out with it. Hopefully I can put that back together properly. Now, since I don't have a Remington 870 to compare this to, I'm not sure if this is straight up Remington 870. I feel like this bolt is not. This doesn't remind me of my Remington 870. You have the barrel here, which appears to be aluminum. This white piece right here would lead me to believe it's aluminum. It looks like the bolt locks here. Let me get that out. No? Okay. I thought the bolt... Oh yeah, okay, so this is the locking surface. This is going to come up. This is probably locked. And that locks into the top of kind of this barrel extension right here. That's pretty cool. A little bit of oil in there, in the receiver. I don't know how much we can see in there. Make a little bit of light. Yeah, it's a shotgun. This is pretty lightweight. I wouldn't be surprised if this receiver was made out of aluminum. Might not be. This magazine tube doesn't really want to come off. It probably could. Looks like it's threaded in place, but I have to really torque that to get it to come off. And we'll see if I can put this back together or not. Maybe I can't. We'll try though. I noticed that with this particular shotgun, it gets a little finicky when you try to put it all back together. It doesn't quite want to go back. Needs a little judicious jiggling around. Because I can't have the handguard go forward. As I just showed you, I was trying to do it before. I can't have the handguard go forward. And now I'm going to stop looking at the viewfinder and we'll see if I can just put this together without wasting too much time. You know, people's times are important. Because what typically you do is you're going to have Alright, see if we can just get it back together without too much hassle. Because typically you can just have the handguard go forward, and because I can't have the handguard go forward, I feel like I have to have all these pieces in the exact same correct spot when I try to put them together. Okay, we're going. Oh my god, okay. On most shotguns, if I remember correctly, and I'm going to admit right now I'm not a shotgun expert. If I'm watching this video for any amount of time, you realize, yeah, this guy doesn't know the most about shotguns. Typically, when you take off, you know, take a shotgun apart, take off the magazine tube, the handguard goes straight off, and then you take the barrel out. But because this handguard and this bolt seem to be kind of integral together, it's a little bit more of a nuisance to take apart back together. And as I'm doing this, this is kind of accumulating smudges, oil, and dirt. Now, wow, okay. After all that, how does it shoot? And I'm going to say pretty good. Pretty good. I am, again, admittedly not a shotgun expert. Got some snap caps here. These are dummy cartridges, of course. And loads pretty well. Now the one thing I will notice, or will note, let's see, is when I fire the shotgun and I pull the trigger, the slide kind of starts to immediately go backwards. Typically, I've seen on a lot of the shotguns there'll be a little bit of a notch there, a little bit of a thing you kind of press against. But kind of if you're pulling against your shoulder, and if you're pulling this back and you're trying to have this tight into your body, as soon as you pull that trigger, that slide's going to kind of go forward a little bit. And I'm not quite in the groove because it'll jump forward a little bit, and then I'll try to go forward again. I'm kind of short stroking it. There is as far as I know, a known technique in shotgun shooting where you push forward on the handguard and pull backwards on the grip. And when you do that, that makes the cycling a little bit easier. Again, it might just be getting used to shotgun, but like I said, I've noticed that with this particular shotgun, as soon as you pull that trigger, if you're putting any amount of pressure backwards on this handguard, the handguard's going to immediately start going back. In a way, I really haven't noticed on other guns. Now, what I was shooting is this Federal Power Shock. And as I learn more and more about shotguns, it's possible that while the chokes and the guns themselves are not inconsequential, it appears that people are telling me that basically the type of ammunition is probably the most important thing as far as accuracy and grouping and all that stuff. This is what I was shooting. Pretty stout. I shot about 40 shells through here, and after those 40 shells, my shoulder was getting a little sore, gotta be honest. So this was Black Aces Tactical 10 yard with ghost ring sights, 10 shells. And this is kind of what we got. We got a kind of an upper, I forget exactly how I was aiming, but it looks like we're going a little bit high. But I like that grouping. You know, that's the kind of group I expect. And if that's, you know, if tight grouping with shotguns is kind of an ammunition related thing, then I'm sorry if I just caught up to that. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. But like I said, I didn't like this ghost ring sight because it seemed like it was too tall. For me, at least. So I took the ghost ring sight off, and I just kind of used the front sight as like a bead, you know. And when I did that, Black Ace Tactical 10 yards. Everything went a lot lower. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. Maybe just my point of aim was lower. However, it's still pretty good group. You know, it's all right. I have about 40 shells through here of buckshot. I'm liking the gun so far. Nothing's wrong with it. But you know, there's this thing with these Turkish-made shotguns. You don't know how long they're gonna last. And I'm not gonna put like 400 rounds of buckshot through here, 400 shells of buckshot, just to test it out. However, you know, so far so good. Just by going off what I could see, the fit and the finish. Besides, you know, the finish itself seemed to attract all this dirt. The fit and finish seems pretty good. It works. It comes with a lot of accessories, a lot of features that some guns don't have. It costs about $300. And yeah, take a shot. Now what I don't have is a long-term durability track record with this gun, with this shotgun. You know, I don't have hundreds and hundreds of shells through it. I just don't. And I know that these Turkish shotguns don't have the best reputation, but from what I can see, it's pretty good. Pretty good. So this is Steven from the Even Steven channel. Please do all that like, share, and subscribing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.